light without dark.
It's another episode of the fucking witching hour on a Sunday night. But tonight, it's going to be a cool one because we got a guest. We got Tony Goyang Jr. Make sure to add the Jr. in there from Trench Warfare. And let's bring him on to the stream. Fucking everybody, give him a hills. What's up? What's up, Tony?
How's it going?
Good, man. Finally got this rolling.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I always wanted to, I like fucking Trench Warfare because a lot of people, you know, obviously war metal is like real popular, right? But I know you guys get lumped in there, but you don't really seem like a typical war metal band to me. How do you feel when you hear things like that?
It's, I guess there's truth to that. We have a plethora of influences. Of course, a lot of war metal has influenced Trench Warfare, but I'm also a big time fan of like the Florida classics.
Yeah.
Tomb of the Mutilated, Deicide Legion, Morbid Angels, early Morbid Angel stuff. Monstrosity.
Like the classic American death metal scene as well. Yeah, because I don't get the total Ross Bay cult vibe from you guys, that you get from a lot of other war metal bands where it's a strict blasphemy look and all that. Even though I'm sure people think, is that Caller of Storms? I'm sure you get that all the time, right?
I mean, that's gonna come up at some point.
I know. I might as well just get it out of the way early.
Right,
So
right.
You're not Caller of the Storms.
Right.
You're fucking Tony from trench warfare. And I always get, since this is another dumb thing I do, since you're both these bands from Texas, I used to get trenchant and trench warfare mixed up.
Well, Nick did play with us live for about a year. Shortly
Didn't
after,
help either, you know. It's like, damn.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but obviously two different bands for everyone. They're both awesome, but yeah.
Right.
Now, what drew you to metal as a young kid? Were you like into other things before metal, like that, or maybe like darker comics or movies or anything, or were it just like once you heard metal, that was it? You know, like what happened there?
I was just a strange kid from the get go. You know, definitely the black sheep of the family. So,
Okay,
you know, I grew up in a pretty strict, not moderately strict, you know, conservative Christian household. You know, where you went to church every Sunday and Wednesday, and so I grew up like gospel music, and then of course, about the time I started getting into metal was around 92, 93. And
how, if you don't mind me asking, how old would you been in around
it's
92?
like 13, 14.
Oh, okay, you're still very young
Yeah.
compared to me. You're basically
Yeah,
compared to
some
me.
people call me an old fart, but yeah, I was your typical ordinary, you know, black guy. You know, I just it was gospel music, and then you know some people would slip me a Dr. Dre album, you know, cassette. I think the Chronic was out around then.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a big album at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So my life changed with one trip during football, during the fall. I think it was '93. This guy, still to this day, I know his name, Ben Solis. I went to this middle school. My dad had got transferred to Denver City. He was working with Arca Oil and Gas, and we had got transferred to Brownfield. So I went to this little ass middle school, Brownfield Middle School, which is like 30 minutes from Lubbock. So it was like a little like I think their graduating class had like 70 people.
Wow.
But anyway, this guy Ben Solis was sitting in front of me in a bus, and it was kind of late. And I heard this, you know, heavily distorted guitars and drums, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, man, what is he listening to? That shit sounds intense. Yeah. So, you know, I was going about my business, and after a while, I was just curious. The curiosity killed the cat. So I tapped him and was like, hey, I was like, who the fuck are you listening to, man? He's like, oh, I'm listening to Metallica. It was the Justice for All.
Nice.
And he had it on what was Harvester of Sorrow, I think. And so I started with that, man. It's like my life just changed at that moment, dude. I was like, dude, I want to play fucking guitar, man. This is like the best shit I've ever heard. I mean, it was like instant. And I started craving heavier shit. One of Ben's friends, I cannot remember his name, but he was like you wouldn't know that he was a metalhead. Just he was like you know, one of those like gangster. He had the cholo aesthetic, you know, the khakis, and he had the top button up. And
yeah, there's a lot of those in San Antonio. They still rock the metal, but you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, exactly. And I cannot remember this guy's name. I could see his face, but I can't remember his name. But he's just like, oh, you want to listen to the Devil's Music? Yes, say. Nice. Morbid Angel Covenant, man. And I was sold at that point, man.
So it was like a natural progression to heavier and heavier stuff.
Oh yeah, but in a very short period of time. I'm talking like maybe a couple of weeks after I heard Metallica.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's good because I mean, a lot of times kids nowadays with the internet, they're walking right into, you know, blasphemy, whatever, some of the heaviest stuff in the world.
Yeah.
But I think there's more of appreciation when you actually take that. And I get it now. That journey is kind of, you know, harder to do because with the internet, you know, but when you actually get from, you know, start from here and you get here to the heavier stuff, you get to go down that rabbit hole, you know, like, oh, damn, this blows this away. Well, this is even fucking more extreme than that and all that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. It was this, it was just an intense feeling, man. I mean, I guess it's like getting a BJ for the first time or something like that, man. Because it just was like, oh man, I need more of this shit.
This is I know what this is about, and I want more of it. Exactly, right. Fucking cool. So, when you started getting Morbid Angel was like, you know, obviously probably one of the heavier things. When did you start discovering all the more underground releases? Did you like start buying zines, or just more friends turned you on to cool stuff, or how that happened?
It was high school. high school, I started getting into more of the underground stuff. This is when like the Norwegian black. Well, of course, the Norwegian stuff was going on early '90s and whatnot.
That's right. Yeah, that would have been a big thing.
Being from a small podunk town, Midland, you get things like a few years after everything has already happened. But basically, from about middle school, 8th grade to about my freshman year, I'd hear things. People would slip me cassettes. I'd save up my lunch money and tell them to go and pick me up a cassette and whatnot. And hide the shit. I had to hide my shit because my parents were very Christian, very religious.
Yeah, well, what was their? Did they know about this stuff, or like were they on, or were you kind of like hiding it from them, or did you? How that work out?
Initially, I tried to do things the right way by my parents. And this church we went to, I'd actually talked to the youth pastor, Randy Woods, real nice guy. I was like, hey, is there any Christian stuff that sounds like Metallica? So he gave me he went and picked up a Seventh Angel Lament for the Weary, which I believe was like their second album. They had a demo, they had Torment, and then they had Lament of the Weary.
Okay.
So I got that, and of course it's like I was pretty happy because it was a pretty heavy album, and so I was playing it in my bedroom, and of course my mom comes in there. It's like, what is that you're listening to? And I was like, oh, it's Seventh Day, it's Christian. And they're like, no. So they took the cassette and gave it back to the guy, and they like gave me some shitty ass, I don't know, DC Talk or one of those. Yeah. I just ended up throwing it. But I was so heartbroken, man. So I went to the black market, saved up my lunch money. It's like, hey man, give me that new Carcass, or give me the
the hell with that, right? You wanted the good stuff, man.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I'm sorry I tend to go off on a long tangent and whatnot.
No, that's fine, man.
Damn. So it was about my sophomore year. I met this guy, Elliot Lunson, and he was in a local death metal band called Desecrate. Now, at the time, the guy had the total like Glenn Benton thing minus the inverted cross burnt to his forehead. I mean, he had he was pretty imposing looking character, hair all on his face, like the Undertaker. A little shorter stature, but he was just, bigger than life. And so I met him, we talked, and he was telling me about he's like, hey, you ever heard Emperor and Mayhem? And he just started slipping me like, some of this more obscure shit, because to that point, it was like Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, like Suffocation, and then, of course, Emperor, Mayhem, Dark Throne, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I discovered about 96, 97, and, started to get into that. At the time, I wasn't so much into Emperor because of the keyboards. I like them more now, but at the time, I was more towards the rawer shit, like Mayhem and Dark Throne. And then
the less keyboardy sounding black metal. Yeah.
And then kind of the when the seeds were planted for more of the bestial war metal stuff, I heard Angel Corpse Exterminate album. That's a year. He slipped me that because he had graduated. He was a year ahead of me. He graduated, but he was working at Hastings. It was like a music store.
Yeah, we used to have those down here.
Yeah. So I was going to see him, and he would slip me some stuff, and I heard Angel Corpse Exterminate, man, and I was like, holy fuck, man, this is it, like opened my world to something new.
That was pretty much next level at that time when that album came out. It was like, fuck.
It's like the best elements of Morbid Angel, but like played like faster.
Yeah, just that constant fucking attack on the drums, man. Yeah, you're right. It is like the best element of Morbid Angel, but just no slowing down. Always. And then they would have those cool little, you could groove into those headbanging parts of I
had the little galloping rhythm.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so man, that guy's a badass on guitar, man. I call him the fretboard wizard.
What's this? Keep your Jesus out of extreme music underground. I don't know what he's saying there, Francisco. I might be over my head on that one.
Yeah.
Unless Fraser's taking over his thing, and then that's why it's not making sense. So now, did you play sports and all that too? Were you like,
yeah, my dad had me. Started off with soccer. like when I was in kindergarten. And now I look back on it, I regret ever quitting that. That was like probably my favorite sport.
Oh, okay. Now see, this is because we're not Hispanic. He's saying Jesus. Thank you.
Guys.
Sometimes I'm not down with everything. Sorry. But anyway, so your dad got you into sports, right?
Yeah. I was playing soccer from like kindergarten all the way up until my 6th grade, and then of course, the machismo, hey, all the real guys were playing football. You don't want to be that pansy that's not playing football and whatnot. So
that wimpy ass soccer, just running around pushing each other and kicking a ball around.
So I quit my 6th grade year. In junior high, I started playing football, and now looking back on it, I really wish I would have stuck with soccer, because I was pretty decent at that. Played here we had you had like your regular teams, and then you had your club teams. So about when I got to like the 4th, 5th grade, I started getting pushed to playing in the club leagues and whatnot. And like I said, man, it's something I took for granted. But I also, in addition to that, I also ran track and field, 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter dash. And yeah. And of course, I had to hand in my black card. I was never good at basketball. I tried that, but I was horrible. I was shitty at basketball. The one black guy that couldn't play basketball.
That was not your forte, huh?
Right. But I was fast, though. Football, you gave me the ball and told me to run. I was pretty quick with it. So
now we're family freaked out. Like, why is our son listening to this heavy metal music? What's going on here? Or were they just didn't care?
Pretty much, man. Shortly after hearing that, I think after my sophomore year, I quit all sports and just wanted to focus solely on guitar. And that was it until, of course, Army, when I got into like weightlifting and powerlifting.
When did that start?
I was shortly after basic training. When I went to my first, it was like AIT, so it's like after basic training. Some basic training they do.
Let's fill in the gap. Did you join the service right after high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, 2 years after.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you started doing lifting during early in your career, and what branch of service can we ask? I don't know, but
we're in the Army.
Army. So after you joined the Army, you started lifting weights and doing that more. But you're probably already doing that training earlier, but now you started going way more into it. Now, did you find that like listening to extreme metal and weightlifting kind of went hand in hand, or do you these are two different things to me?
Pretty much, because that's what got me into metal, was playing sports. Because we were on either going to a football game or coming back. I can't remember. So, but yeah, I think those two definitely go hand in hand. In my case, what initially got me out of sports, of course, my father, he loved my father to death, but he was very, pushed the schoolwork and pushed.
Sure.
Thank you, honey. He pushed schoolwork and pushed the sports, and it's this, I don't know, call it teenage rebellion.
Well, yeah, we all find our way to rebel one way or another, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he upset with it, or was he just like,
oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I'm gonna be a guitarist, Dad. Yeah.
I was like, I might as well told him, I don't know, that I committed murder or something like that.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's on that level. Gotcha.
But still, even to today, I don't think my parents even have any clue that I have anything released. So it's just that type of the conversation just tends to stay, separate from them. Love them to death, but it's just never anything that comes up over dinner. Hey, did you get the new hatred prayer?
They're like, what?
Right.
So, Air Force. Now, how long did you stay in the Air Force? I'm sorry, I just read this dude's comment. The Army. Oh, I know. I just did a no. Damn it. Interview's over. No. How long did you stay in the Army?
I was in for 6 years. I went in shortly after September 11th. Went in November 20th of 2001. And got out in April of 2008.
2008. And then were you ready to start a band at that point, or had you been in any other bands prior to that, or or were you just jam sessions with friends or whatever?
Mainly jam sessions. I did have a couple of punk bands. I had what was it, Federal Silence, and then there was 2 local bands, Uncle Spooge and Crapple.
Oh shit.
Now, the guy that was in Crapple, the guitar player Tim Kent, also played guitar in Uncle Spooge, and I was a big fan of Uncle Spooge. I went to school with the singer Jeff Lane, and so their drummer ended up getting arrested for like a DWI.
Oh shit.
And I had just gotten a drum set, and I was like, "Hey, dude, I'd like to audition and play with you guys." So I went for a little practice, and I mean, the only thing I was able to do was really a skank beat, just like some DRI.
Yeah, there you go. But that's cool.
So I played a couple of shows with them, and that was it. That was pretty much it.
Let me play a song so you can chow down real quick.
Okay.
What I want to do is not do that. I hit the wrong button. We'll play something from the demo, the Trench Warfare demo.
Awesome.
And that's been put out on a 7-inch as well. Did I read that right, or am I off?
It was re-released. That and some songs that we did for like a compilation album.
Okay.
Suki from Nuclear War Now had re-released that.
Cool. I'm gonna play Decimate Legions.
All right.
From the demo. And this man can eat real quick.
Liberation of the dead blood, destroying all of our still done. Simulate another nations, red, and terror. Red is the balance, the man out of control. It just doesn't make the weak, terminate that broken. Mind, I'm inspiring. Extract the needed from the wounds. Raise the tempted stadium. Saw the blade and fall. Pick up that evil spell. Jump from weapons of blood. Mediate nothing but the pain. Liberation of the dead in blood. Destroy all life still gone. Simulate another nations. Arrest bleeding in terror. Red is the balance, the man of the conqueror. It just doesn't make a weak. Terminated, not broken. Mind, I'm inspiring. Crack the skin from the wounds. Raise the death to stadium. Draw the blood and fall. Become that is blood. Just the brains
All right. You still need some time to eat some dinner because I can play one of your tracks, man. I don't want you to try to talk while you're trying to eat here. No, no.
Let's multitask.
Now, what is this band called? Antediluvian? Mm-hmm. This is one of your picks that you wanted to play. It's always these bands and these damn titles, and I can never pronounce them. Happiness Aversion. This is a Canadian band, and Tony picked them, so we're gonna play them real quick, and he can come back and talk about why he picked that band. Let me find it for you guys real quick. It's everybody knows my situation. I never clean out my my queue here. It's loaded with songs. All right, let's jam this. We'll come right back. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking, like Francisco said, this is evil. Fuck
Yeah, man. I really liked it, man. I heard their early shit. I think I found them by mistake. I was actually looking for the Serpent's Malignancy. So it was a compilation between like Nuclear Hammer, and Antediluvian. And so I can't remember if it was like through YouTube or got a rip of that demo somehow. But I heard that, and it's just like very, very hypnotic, man. It's kind of like it had the darkness of black metal, but you know, the heavy riffs of death metal.
Yeah, I was really catching that too.
So
I also like those little drum fills in there that were kind of like not really on, I would say off time, but just adding more to the atmosphere of the song to me, like just like, I don't know, man, very warring to me.
Yeah, a lot of those Canadian bands had that kind of that tribal like you hear Lust, Genesis of a Satanic Race.
Oh yeah, Bernie.
Like real tribal like drums like that as well.
Cool. So let's get back into our story here of your journey. So you get out of the service, and you're like, is this when you decide yourself like, I'm gonna do a band for real, like, you know, with trying to just, you know, or what did you have in mind really coming out?
I was actually jamming with this guy, Bogus, Kelly Bogus. And he was the one that played bass on the original demo. And I had a thing going with him. It was like some death thrash shit. No songs ever really saw the light of day. But it was just me, him, and this guy, Chuck Beasley. We were jamming and den of my old home. And really when things started to take a big turn was when they said, hey, there's this guy that's he's a gym rat like you, and he's real big into like blasphemy and war metal and Conqueror, and you know, there's a lot of that type of shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, oh shit. I was like, hit him up, dude. Tell him to come by. And a few minutes later, Jake Rania showed up, and it was all over at that point.
Yeah, that's it.
POS.
So, okay, go ahead.
No, yeah. So it's this basically church warfare kind of. Church warfare is kind of a multifaceted story because it basically came on the ashes of the never seen death thrash band.
Okay.
So it involved Kelly Bogus as bass player, myself, and then of course Jay. Now, in between that, I had like a solo project, Plague Swarm, and I did. I think I did drums for one. Blood Cleansing was like the first song I had ever wrote in regards to that. It was initially a Plague Swarm song. And then when me and Jay started talking about forming a band, we became Church Warfare. So that was one of the songs. Blood Cleansing was one of the songs that was included in the demo. And then, of course, we wrote Decimate Legions and Evil Shall Triumph. I can't remember. I think Decimate might have been written for Plague Swarm, or probably at some point during the transition.
Okay.
But that's basically what had transpired.
So let's play a Plague Swarm track here. Now, how many years did it actually get you to? Because the only thing I know of Plague Swarm is the split with Churchicide. Is there other releases out there?
No, early on, I had a couple of songs that I had posted on YouTube, like 2009, 2010, and those songs are just lost, or probably remnants of the song were used in, you know, future Trench Warfare films.
Just got reused somewhere else. Yeah.
So it's this, my writing was just kind of like all over the place. At some point I had like a file of just various riffs that were laid Plague Swarm, and they were used for others, for other projects, for Trench, for and Phalanx Inferno. Now,
with Plague Swarm, when did you decide, like, hey, I want to actually, you know, release something with this band, this project?
I think this is when Jake was talking about doing some type of split, and I can't remember if I was serious about the Plague Swarm before or after, but I just wanted something that was like 100% me, and nothing against anybody, any of my other bandmates or whatnot.
No, I get that for sure. Yeah, it's your own little pure project.
Yeah. So it's this, this basically my input, and of course with assistance for Christoph from Poland. But yeah, I just basically wanted something that was just 100% me, and just
now
how I go about doing things.
I know you subtly threw that name aside, but what band is that?
Christoph, and I apologize if I'm saying your name. He's a Polish guy. He's actually he was the live drummer for Vader.
So that's some pretty heavy hitting drumming you got going on there too.
Oh yeah,
so you seem to find really good drummers in your bands. That's just
being in contact with some kick-ass people, man. So,
yeah.
I just I'd like to meet the guy one day. So far all our communication has been through Messenger and emails and things like that. I'd like to buy the guy a beer or something.
Well, when we come back from the Plague Swarm Jam, we'll answer this question, Aaron, because Aaron wants you to talk about George Stewart.
Okay.
And how you guys met. But let's get this Plague Swarm Jam from you guys. Let me get over into my video files. Demented Lust. I think this is the right one.
Yep.
Let's jam it. Here we go. Some Plague Swarm. See, I warned everyone that you better have a fucking bomb shelter for tonight because Tony's bringing the heavy artillery, just like that picture, dude. That's fucking brutal. Now, to me, I would like if I didn't know better. It's like, is that a drum machine? You know, because it's attack, man. That sounds great, dude. Now, did you do everything besides drum on that recording?
Yes. Did guitars, lead guitar, bass, and vocals.
And a couple people in the chat were like, you know, talking about it. Is it available? I see Aaron says he has some at Goat Throne. Is the Church-Aside Plague Swarm split. That's what this is.
I think Jake's label was carrying that. I don't know if he has any on hand.
I think he said he was out. So if you need a copy of that split, it's Church-Aside with Tony's band Plague Swarm. You need to head on over to Goat Throne. He's saying there's a sale this coming up this week. You may want to wait, take your chance. I don't know. That's up to you, man. Or you could just scoop it up now. But that shit's really good. And the whole your side of the split obviously is not saying it. That don't sound right. But your side of the split destroys, and so does Church's side. But two different styles, in my opinion, going on there. And you obviously heard the style you guys are doing, which is this fucking total plummeting, fucking Black Death. Fucking sounds really
fast
good.
And heavy.
Yeah, for sure, man. Here's a question for you. When is Trench Warfare coming back to Houston? I need to get more live photos.
Oh, shoot. It's up in the air. I mean, we don't have much stuff on the books right now. We are playing with Volcano in November, I believe it is. But other than that, I mean, it's a big possibility. So we definitely want to get out and play more.
Is that the Austin show, the Volcano? Yes. And when is that one?
That's November 5th, November 6th.
Okay, here, Jake to the rescue here. November 6th yes. In Austin. And is that like a Friday or a Saturday?
Oh, goodness. I have to look at my calendar.
I'm hoping it is. Oh, it's a Monday.
If I remember correctly.
Oh, anyway, I'm sure it's going to be packed because it's Austin. Yeah. Austin always seems to have good turnouts. Even though I question the trueness of some of the attendees of Austin. I'm fucking around. It's a Monday. Jake got it confirmed. But that's going to be a heavy show regardless.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, let's play some live Trench. I found some here. Let me get into the right files, and we can talk about that when we get back. Because you guys put on a pretty devastating lineup, too. A live show. Trench Warfare Live crushes as well. That's when I think when Pius Levis played with you guys with Marbosa Dad, it's the first time I saw you guys live. I was like, wow, this fucking band destroys. I went and got that box set. Here we go. You guys with your fancy release. First album comes in this big box set with like all this stuff. A magnet, a patch, stickers, and I think there was a pen in there too. I think I put it elsewhere, and I have the CD somewhere else too. I was like, "Where's the damn CD?" I probably took it out and jammed it and forgot to put it back in the box. Now it's mixed in 1,000 other CDs. How my life goes with CDs.
Yeah, but yeah, Kuno did us right on that release.
Who did?
Kuno.
That's from the Indian label, right? That right? Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna play. What's this? Sate Thy Lust? Sate Thy Lust?
Sate Thy Lust.
Okay, Trench Warfare, and this is live in Austin. Maybe you'll remember which club it is. I think it looks like. All right, that was fucking heavy too, dude. Yeah. I know you just answered it in the chat. Let's talk about that. What type of guitar rig do you like using?
Mesa Bogey, and this again goes back to my brush with Metallica being my first. I just love that sound that they had. Still to this day, and Justice for All is one of my favorites. So Mesa Bogey all the way.
Yeah, and too, I think that was the in-house amp and more sound too for the 90s, where you just got that. I don't care what people say. That guitar tone fucking rules. I play a triple rack, and fucking rules, man. I'm in the same boat. I was in the same boat. Triple rack sound, this crunches. It's like the ultimate metal guitar tone, man.
It is. It really is, man. I won't accept anything else. And I mean, Marshall's good, man, but that's this Mesa Bogey. It's just the heads and leaps and bounds above.
And I won't. Mine sitting right back there. Don't make me pick up that 50-pound amp and go, Mesa.
Carlos from Sacrament says the same thing. So he always gives me shit about Mesa Bogey.
Oh, he's a Marshall man. I know.
Yeah, he is. Through.
He'll backline his vest with all the he's finally putting Mesas in there, but it used to be all the Marshalls. I show up with my Mesa and he'd be like shaking his head like, I need my Mesa, dude.
Yeah. It's this, dude. I mean, that thing just has so much power, man. I like to feel it in my chest, man. And that thing roars when on stage, man.
There's just a certain crunch it has. And I'm sure some people are gonna be saying boo, throwing tomatoes at us, but I don't care. I'll stand by that too, man. Mesa rockin' rules.
Yes.
Any type of favorite pedal?
I'm just
distortion pedal, I should say. But I go straight to Mesa distortion, but maybe you do something else.
It used to be the Metal Zone. Of course, like everybody else growing up.
Oh, of course.
It seems to have gotten a bad rap. I've gotten away from using it just because we used it on the demo, and I wasn't real happy with the tone I had on the demo. So I took that out of the chain. So I pretty much use a tube screamer. I use
there you go,
MXR 10-band EQ pedal, and oh goodness, I had to look at my pedal board. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but mainly just a tube screamer.
I used to have a damn original 80s tube screamer. Not, the remade, newer remade ones, but an original, like I think it was a 80, maybe like an 82, 83 tube screamer. I regret the day I sold that. That was, should have kept it because
originals.
Yeah, the original with the little freaking tube in it too. It's like nice.
Let me grab this one and show you this one, man. This
All
one
right.
really has now this one, man, has a lot of balls to it. So it's like
I'm gonna put you solo so everybody can see you better.
Yeah. So excuse the dust. It's like dusty as fuck in here. So but yeah, this thing is pretty killer. It's like a preamp. Now our guitarist Dustin, he sets this up for me because he puts it where he runs the pedal as a preamp behind the amp. And as opposed to like directly in the pedal chain. So when you do it like that, man, it gives us this really huge sound, a lot of balls to it.
I actually jammed with Dustin and Jake and Hod at different times. That's funny.
Right.
How everybody kind of, or some way or another, you jam with someone.
It's a small world.
Yeah. Now JD from Hexea and all that, and swears by all the little small portable amps, that you don't have to carry a big amp around anymore. You can just go with the little, these little, amplifiers, and then with the, like you had like the preamps with the setup tones in them, all that, and straight into the board. You have to mic your cab and all that. And I think all that's cool too. And maybe I might try that, but I am just stuck on my my Mesa. I'm just like, my Mesa always sounds good. And even through like sometimes crappy cabs, the Mesa still sounds good.
It does.
Now, I played a Mesa one time through one of the Sun cabs. No, not Sun. Orange. I said that wrong. The Orange cabs, And dude, it was like the best tone I ever had. I don't know if
Really?
you ever, through the modern orange cab. It was not, it wasn't a, because there ain't no way I'm gonna play through one of the actual orange color cabs. It was a black orange cab, and
Right.
dude, the tone was crushing, man. I was like,
Really?
I don't. I'm gonna get me one eventually. I'm gonna get me one of them orange cabs because I really liked how it sounded, man. Uh oh. Where's JD? Plugins are shit. JD's gonna have to come in and debate. Carl, don't change your live sound fucking rules. Yeah, see,
I agree.
for me that works. But I mean, JD's live sound sounds great too, so he has it dialed in right. Now we got to get to a question. George Stewart, Nuclear Christ. Now, Aaron wanted me to ask you about your relationship with him, and I guess you guys served together at some time, or what's the story behind that?
Yeah, it's just you want to talk about like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So kind of similar to Ben Solis and me discovering metal. I was on my first Iraq deployment, sometime 2004, 2005. We would go to this thing called the Internet Cafe, where I'd be able to, talk to my wife or, send emails.
Okay.
And of course, in the Army, most people, they liked anything heavy. It's, the new metal type shit, Drowning Pool and all that other type. So it's very rare that I came across somebody that liked heavy shit. So of course I walk into the Internet Cafe and I just hear this like blasting and this blasting and heavy guitar. Of course, this time I knew what it was. So I walked over and I tapped this guy on the shoulder. I was like, "Hey, who the fuck you listening to, man? I didn't know anybody here like death metal." And George's like, he's like, "It's Brodequin." Instruments of Torture, I think. And so we hit it off. So pretty much for the remainder of the deployment, he would burn me some disc with some shit on it. And of course, once we redeployed back stateside, I lost contact with him because I think he ended up transferring somewhere else or getting out of the Army. And I didn't hear from him until like years later. I bought a Lusation LP, Manifestations of Blackest Darkness or something like that. Bought the LP. He was selling it. And of course, he was using a pseudonym for his store name through eBay.
Sure.
And I ended up shorting him a little bit of money on the shipping. So he had sent me an email saying, "Hey, this is such and such for the shipping." And I was like, "Okay." On the email I saw it was George Stewart. So I was just like, "No way, this can't be the same guy." So I was like, "Hey, is this George Stewart that I met in Iraq, a few years ago?" And he's like, "Holy shit, what's up?" So at that point, we got back in contact with each other.
Crazy. All right.
Yeah. And we started basically talking about, forming a band, forming a Phalanx Inferno. So shortly after getting back in contact with him, he actually flew down to my house and we recorded Total Destruction by Bothery. Guitars, and of course at the time I had a drum set at my residence. So he recorded that. And I don't know how I had that posted on my YouTube. I think I might have taken it down. I'm gonna have to put it back up there. But yeah, pretty much from that point on, man, we just been in contact, and here we are, working on our third release.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of weird how, like Francisco just said, eBay brings people together.
It does. It does.
I mean, that's wild. To meet someone into like this type of extreme metal, and then in the service of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had a friend who he was in the Kuwait, Iraq Kuwait thing, and he said they used to go out in the tanks, and his little crew actually liked the Cannibal Corpse. Sweet. So they would jam out, blowing up shit in the tank, jamming.
Yeah, you would have to have a tanker.
He was like, "Wow, that's fucking wild."
Yeah.
Now, when you were in the service, were you actually involved in any incidents like combat, or were you?
I got a Purple Heart, got a nice little nifty scar.
Oh, let's show that off, sir.
Right there.
Let me put you solo. Don't. Damn.
Yeah, as from a shrapnel wound. And the funny thing about it, man, I was like in one of the pussiest ass MOSs ever. I was a supply clerk and then eventually supply sergeant. So, but I had some people that were in the infantry, that got out without getting a scratch. And like, how the fuck are you in a support MOS and you get a Purple Heart? I just like, I guess that's my fucking luck, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But as the chat's telling you, regardless, thank you for your service.
Yes,
That's,
thank you.
Salute to that. Because my dad was military, and I know what a sacrifice is for people in the military to have to do what they have to do. So thank you for your service.
Thank you.
All right, man. I want to make sure I play all your projects. So your next project, you sent me the rough demo.
Mm-hmm.
Let me cue it up for everyone. Get into the right files. All right. How we say it? Phalanx Inferno? Did I get that right?
Yeah. Phalanx Inferno?
Yeah. Now, was this track that you sent us? Tell us a little bit about that before I play it.
This track is going to be on our upcoming third release, Spherical Cenotaph.
Okay.
So this is just the demo version. I wanted to put Christoph's drum tracks on it, but there was issue. He uses a different digital audio workstation. So when I tried to import that into my digital audio workstation, the timing's off a little bit. So it's like I'd have to like re-record everything. So I basically just used the early setup with George's vocals.
Okay.
Just to put something out there, a little promo material. But this is the rough demo unmixed.
We'll definitely play it. Remember, everybody, it's a demo, so don't Fraser's. Oh, I can't hear the movie. It's a demo, bro. He's giving us a little special advanced screening, basically, of the song. Let's check it out. All right. Goddamn, dude. Too. Francisco is right. That's the thing I like about all your bands and your projects. None of this pussy slow shit. It's always this fuck yeah, dude.
Well, it's funny, man, because the very first demo for Church Warfare, we had the no grooves and only blast and war. I can't remember the exact slogan and whatnot, but it's this a lot of bands in the local area, you know, they would never play fast and whatnot. You have some so-called death metal bands, but it's just like nothing above
that
like,
kind of groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just a simple 4/4. You know what I mean? There's a time and place for it, you know, because I mean there's some doom metal bands I really like. Of course, Incantation had their slow spot.
No, yeah, I get that. But
it's just, you know, this groove and like no speed whatsoever. It's just like it's boring to me. But fast.
Some people like, you know, it being in the mud, just that's cool, that's fine.
Yeah.
But no, I'm all about it. In Francisco kind of test, I like the you know, the more fucking fast attack. I think too that's just coming from the older scene as well, right? The bands played faster, you know. So
and I was again kind of back to my childhood. I was a fucking weird kid, man. I would play my all the gospel shit my parents had me listening to. I'd play it on my headphones, but I would push the fast forward and play it like up to speed.
Make it tolerable.
Faster. You know, and I would listen to all my cassettes like that. So it's like, of course, when I heard Metallica and then of course all the preceding
you're like, finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you want to play the Nuclear Hammer track?
Sure.
Since we talked about Nuclear Hammer and
absolutely, man.
Yeah. This is one of Tony's picks. I don't know why I keep hitting the wrong button, dude. I am a mess today. All right. Video file. Get into the right files. Get this Nuclear Hammer track queued up for y'all. I still, I'm glad Aaron told me about that story because that's a crazy coincidence, man.
Yeah. It's like I said, a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Nuclear Hammer, Impalement of the Wretched. Let's fucking go. Let's hear this shit. Yep, again, bringing the heavy artillery with Nuclear Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the name kind of right there tells you what the band's going to sound like. And if they don't, that would be a big mistake. Nuclear Hammer sounds like it's going to bring the fucking heavy artillery, dude. Bow, bow,
Another
bow,
Canadian
bow.
band.
Yeah, the Canucks, man. They know how to do their war metal up there.
They do.
They asked earlier if you want to show off your warlock back there on the
Which
wall.
one? I got two of them. Is the one?
Well, let's see them both, man. Let's do this show until people tend to love looking at stuff.
So this is my first one. I actually bought this after basic training, and bought this from a musician's friend.
Good old musician's friend, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sir.
And then this one's, I haven't played this one. It's dusty as fuck, man. But this is my other one. There's some issues with the jack, so I haven't really been using this too much.
What type of models are they?
This one's a 7-string. This is a later model. I got this. Is
it an NJ or?
Let's see, KFX.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
7
See that?
strings,
Yeah, it's dusty as fuck in here, man. So
yeah, I know. I know how that goes. Francisco says that chair looks comfy as fuck too. That's like a badass gamer chair you got going on there.
Oh, it is, man. But really, man, my pride and joy is this right here, my Jackson PS. I've had this since I was 17. I bought this off of a dude I went to high school with, Josh Setzler. And at the time, he was a fucking maniac, man. He had like Ingwe Malmsteen type solos, and
oh shit.
And I ended up buying that off of him for probably like $250.
Oh, so really?
Me ever since. Yeah.
Nice. $250, not bad at all, dude.
Yeah.
Now I played my BC Rich pretty much live exclusively. Now I had an Iceman. I sold that recently, but it was a nice one too. Neck through. I think I got early 2000 model. It was really nice. But I'm strictly BC Rich now. That's all I got left in the arsenal. My BC Riches. I got War Beast and the Ironbird. I think, yeah. So yeah, BC Rich is
beautiful pointy guitars and whatnot. Tino from Satanic Goat Rituals, like, man, you need to quit playing all those Stratocaster shaped guitars and.
I can see him saying that too. You need BC Riches up there or something. Yeah, pointy guitars. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, with the super heavy stuff.
Yeah, I just tend to be clumsy and have bad luck with them. So it's this, finding the right cases for it. I have like a couple of soft cases, so they usually stay here just collecting dust, as you see. So main one I take on road with me is my my Ibanez, and of course it's the Stratocaster shape. Yeah. It's got the EMG 8185.
Oh yeah, well you can't go wrong with that through the Mesa Boogie. Yeah, man.
I think my opinions have kind of changed a little bit, because at first I thought the sound was a little too compressed, but it's like when you actually hear yourself on stage, but from the crowd view, it totally sounds different.
True. Here's a good question. Same tuning for all bands, and what size strings?
Oh goodness. I think it's 0.60, which is, I guess, about a medium thick gauge. So I'm playing 7-string. And I prefer 7-string rather than playing 6-string and tuning it down, just because I've never had really any good luck with the sound. It's always sounded a little bit too muddy for me.
No, I don't play 7 strings. What can you drop lower on it or something easier, or what's the advantage of it?
It comes tuned in B standard already. I usually tune down a half step, so it's B flat, E flat, so on and so forth. But
okay, cool. That's what my band's tuned to.
Yeah,
we go E flat. None of that droppy, drop stuff. It's E flat to E flat.
Yeah, I mean, if you drop it down like real low, I mean, if you're playing like a Portal and their counterparts in Petra's Ritual, I have no idea what tuning they're using, man, but it's just an unearthly low tuning. So I'd imagine that they have to use some thick, heavy gauges.
They must have some, some of those bands would go that low. They gotta have some thick ass fucking strings on their guitars to even keep them in tune. Playing spaghetti, man. There's a good question. Who's putting out the Phalanx Inferno?
I'm drawing a blank here. Greco, and George is going to kill me. I should have known this. Greco Blast or something like that. So it's he's been in contact with somebody. I think it's a Singapore label, and they are the ones that are going to put this release out.
Okay, so you got a label putting it out regardless.
Yeah.
All formats, or CD, vinyl, or do you know? Or
I don't know yet. I mean, I know there's going to at least be CD and probably digital and hopefully vinyl, from what I understand. I'm not very tech savvy at this stuff, so I usually send the music up, and once it goes to whoever's mixing, then it's just kind of like lost to me at that point.
Oh, you're just like, hey, I got it to you.
Yeah.
You take it from there, bro. I gotcha.
I mean, even when it comes to like gear, other than, showing like the distortion pedals, I mean, I couldn't tell you like every little thing. It was just until a few years ago, I actually started using a USB interface to record, because before I was just doing the K-band, using the SM57 microphone and plugging into like a digital 4-track.
Here's a good question. You a fan of Die Bombs from Hell? Of course you are. Of course you do Die Bombs.
So like the lead.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. You cannot be a metal fan and not like Die Bombs, man.
Yeah, can you imagine this like a metal band saying, "Nah, man, I don't do Die Bombs." What? You're fired. Get out of here.
Yeah.
What's up? Okay, I think we answered that question. Mike Violate, he says drop shit. That's what I agree. Oh, okay, let's go. We're gonna do some J-Dog questions. What do you bench? This is from Mike from Pious Lepus, drummer Mike. Mike.
The most I've ever gotten was 405. Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm gonna say this. I'd probably be lucky to get 315 once. So I've injured my back doing deadlifts about a year ago, and
so you have to pull back a little. Okay. Yeah. The only thing I'm benching right now in the last year is quarter pounders. So that needs to stop. Mike Violate says, Necro Mike, more than you and I. I know, I think that blew everyone's mind, dude. 405 pounds, jeez. Yeah. And you're a big dude too. Like, what's your height? I forgot. I'm gonna guess. So to my memory, like, are you like 6'4", 6'3", somewhere?
Oh no. The 6 foot even.
6 foot. Why do I remember you being so much taller?
Oh,
Jay's tall though, right?
Huh?
Jay's tall.
I think Jay's about like 5'10". So
really?
Yeah.
See, that's what the old Necron mind's just. I guess dude, just the big frame. It just looks like, yeah, that dude's 6'5", man, on stage and shit. Wow. Oh, okay. But damn, dude, 405, just 405. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fucking badass, dude.
It's this, in powerlifting circles, that's like a warm up, And in fact, there's a guy I was lifting with few years ago. He used to be Mr. Plano back in the 84, 85, and this guy would just come in and just, without even warming up, say, okay, throw the plates on there, throw 5 plates on there, 505, and you just start pushing that for reps. And I was like, man, I want what you have.
Now, we got a statement from Mike Violate, and I don't even know if this is true. He says, bench is stupid, detrimental to the shoulders. Most serious lifters aren't even using it anymore. Is that true? Have you heard anything like that?
I mean, anything's going to be natural wear and tear after a while.
Especially if you start going mega heavy. I mean,
yeah. I mean, shit, you look at Ronnie Coleman nowadays. He was 8-time Mr. Olympia. There was actually 2, Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman, the most recent one. So he's the one that shouts, "Yeah, buddy."
DJ Hellhammer's, I'm benching some spring rolls right now, many reps.
Hey, spring some this way too.
You're right. Spring them down. My oldest, Justin Wild, my oldest brother can do 530 for reps. Man's a fucking Adonis 6'7", 2'8". Jeez, that is.
Yeah, man. There's some guys who can put up some serious. This gym I work at, True Fit. Some guys that come in the evening, man. I mean, I've seen a guy doing like 315 plus on the incline. I'm like, man, that's fucking insane.
315 on an incline? Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Don't blow your cornhole out. Well, that's an Andy Jones question because he's the cornhole champion. He would know more about that than any of us. Where is Andy? Jiren's a fucking monster. Okay, let's get into nuclear war now. Now let's talk about, because this is kind of cool how you guys got hooked up with Nuclear War Now records,
right,
or productions, as I should say. What led to this? Were you surprised, or just how did all that come about?
I was real surprised, just because I know Yusuke's very very picky about what he signs on. So I have been an established online relationship, just trading. When the Trench Warfare demo came out in 2015, I had sent him a demo and was like, hey, I'd like to trade. So we started trading. And when he had moved his shop from, I believe, California here to Austin, I had to go and check it out and see it and meet him in person. So of course he was asking me, he's like, well, hey, he's like, what's the latest Trench Warfare news? Like, well, I started writing and working on some new material. I think we had I had 3 songs. And so I had played it for him in a shop. And then as I was leaving Austin, I was actually heading back to Midland, and he had sent a text. And he's like, hey, is anybody releasing the new Trench Warfare album? I was like, no, right now we don't have anybody. And he's like, well, how would you like to release it for Nuclear War? And I had to pull over because I almost hit the person in front. I was like, oh shit, looking. I was like, I can't believe
that's fucking wild, yeah.
Yeah. So I called Jay up. I was like, hey Jay, you won't believe this. And it was this all history from there, man. I was super stoked.
Are you recording for the album right now? Or?
Yes. So the album's been done. We are currently getting it mixed by Jared Pritchard right now. So he's been playing. I think for I'm drawing a blank here. Florida band. I cannot think of the name. It just slipped my mind. But he was playing guitar for him at one point. Damn it. Well, no, a Brutality.
Oh, that
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was playing for Brutality, and I think he did some recording for them. He also recorded, I think, the newest Perdition Temple. He recorded.
Oh, that sounds pretty damn good too, man.
Yeah. So he's he definitely knows his shit. So we're looking forward to seeing what he could do with it. So far, things that we've heard, it sounds pretty good. So just like a kid, waiting at the mailbox for that package to come in.
Yeah, for sure. Any slow songs?
Slow moments, but
yeah, no slow songs.
It's I guess it'll be a little bit more varied than Hatred Prayer. Hatred Prayer, the songs are very short. I think there's a total of 8-9 songs on this new one, and I think an average of 3.5 minutes.
And awesome.
And
I always subtly try to get Yusuke to sign Pius Levis, and it's always I'll get back to you, guy. And I'm just like, whatever. So no.
I'm sure surprised that y'all aren't on there, man, because I heard y'all. I was blown away. And
with that type of stuff, it is what it is. Either it connects with someone or it doesn't. You know what I mean? So but it is what it is. I'm not gonna.
Well, man, I gotta give you props, man.
I'm not gonna. What's
Omega on that Omega split? Man.
Oh, the Omega split.
Yeah.
Well, that was just basically Rob's ideal from Omega Vortex. He was like, "Hey, you want to do a split with us?" Because they were almost done writing new stuff, and I think they came to a point, something happened, and they weren't writing anymore, right? So they had I think 5 songs, but he wanted to do 8 for the next album, and he was like, "Fuck it, I just want to do something now, man." So that's what that came out, and then hit up. He said, "Look, I'll take care of Europe. I'll get it out on Invictus, and if you can find someone to put it out in the U.S." So I just started, emailing people I knew, and Matt from Dark Descent. Sorry, I drew my blank. Dark Descent said, "Yeah, dude, I'll play it. I mean, I'll put it out." And I was like, "Cool." So cool. That worked out well for us. And of course, Aaron obviously did the cassette version of it as well. So
right.
I always know pretty much Aaron's always going to do the cassette version of anything Pius Levis does. That's just kind of the way it goes. Let's hear the rough. I have a rough demo track. Do you want to hear it? I don't even want to do this on. Of course, you're not going to tell me no. It's but
yeah, go for it, man.
This is your show, man. But okay, we'll play in a minute. Do you ever get tired of Jay's original memes?
Oh goodness, man.
And what about his I love how Jay's always cooking for people too. That's beautiful. Very nice of him.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Tony and I actually do guitar, bass at the same time, semi-live recording. I kind of like that because back in Thornspawn, that's how we recorded the first album. Me and Link, aka Sworn Ghoul, we played the tracks together instead of doing them separate. And I think I don't know, man, it just seemed more natural. Like, instead of like, I do my guitar track, he do his guitar track, you do your bass, like playing together. But let me tell you too, a reason why I think we did that too, because we were paying a lot more money on stuff back then. It wasn't like the home studios you got nowadays. So we're just trying to knock shit out to keep that budget money, lower.
It actually had to be rehearsed when you go into the recording studio, not just punch in like every few seconds.
Yeah.
But just paying by the hour.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying by the hour. You're trying to knock shit out. All right. Let me Aaron wants to play it. One take Jake. I heard about that. Is that true? He was one taker. He just like flies through.
Take's a maniac, man. That guy's just never ceases to amaze me. I remember we played first show we ever played in Chicago, man. He like flies a plane up to Chicago. Plays the set. It's like, okay, I gotta go back to the airport. So he goes back, basically takes a little nap while he's at the airport, waiting to get on the plane back. And then, of course, once he arrives back, he has to drive for another practice.
Was that the show we played together?
No.
Where's the show?
This is the Serpents.
Yeah.
Gospel of Serpents.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the Pious Levis wasn't up there. What you got? I think. Yeah. Gospel Serpent.
I remember it was like a 2-day fest at that time.
Yeah. And that little club, right? With no like real PA or whatever.
The Cobra. Actually, I think the one you're talking about was the I'm probably getting it backwards. The one that we played, it was like downtown.
That's probably the Cobra. Cobra Lounge had a nice
Cobra
PA
Lounge
system. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I played that place with Hod, and it always has killer sound system in there too. And then then the other place was that other place with like no PA really, just but it was a small place, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, a little karaoke bar.
Yeah.
You play on
all these freaking. Remember that rapper dude was there from Chicago. Oh God, what's his name? Jake. He tried to buy your buddy's bullet belt. What was that rapper dude's name? He's real popular. And I was like,
I think I remember that.
You remember that? And I was
I think I do. Yeah.
He's like a big, not no small time dude. He was like, what's this dude doing here at this show? That's crazy.
I don't think I was there to witness it, but I
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Jake's laughing. He knows what I'm talking about. Oh, he doesn't remember the name either. Ah, well. Anyway, yeah, this like super huge rapper dude was just at the show jamming out, and he was trying to buy their guitarist's bullet belt off of them. He's like, "What? What is going on here?" I don't know if he sold it or not.
Was it from 666 Mafia?
No, nobody that cool actually.
Actually, they're Memphis. I don't know why I was thinking Chicago. They're Memphis.
I keep wanting to say the Weekend, but that's not it. Some other guy. Yeah. Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's play that fucking track, the Pious Levis track, and
yes.
And then we're gonna get back and go into all your stuff. Let me find it. Did I even? Okay, here it is. Sepulchral Summoning. This is a demo, basically a demo track we've been working on too.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a new track.
Fuck yeah.
Sepulchral Summoning. Yeah,
Francis. The best elements of Possessed and Necrovore and just put it in the blender.
I think that's pretty much our whole formula right there.
Yeah.
Like Francisco said, his friend Marga did that artwork. She knocked that artwork out, what, less than a week when she worked on it till she finished it. Really fucking fast, man. And she's from Mexico. She also does tattoos as well. Very talented, man. And yeah, that's what we wanted, like a graveyard scene, you know, sepulchral summoning. So there you go, man. His favorite part is when the drums go fast. All right, dude. Let me know when you got to go, because I can, as you know, I do these podcasts all night, so I just keep going and going.
I'm actually here, man. My early morning clients actually told me they're gonna be out of town, so I don't have my first client until like 11. So I get to sleep in a little bit.
Oh, okay, cool, man. There you go. Hell's Margot. Margot is hot too.
Is that the one from Alexia?
I think you might be right. Francisco? You know for sure? Yeah.
Vocalist.
Oh, no, Hexea. No. I thought you were saying like a part of Mexico. No. That's Noelia from Hexea.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, and I am still in Midland, Francisco.
What's Midland like? I think I've been out there once or twice.
It's you get hit with a very pungent odor of the crude oil 5 miles outside of town. Other than that, I mean, it's a small town with just overly populated. It's grown like real quick in a short period of time. So it's a small town, but
it's growing fast. That bullshit.
Yeah, small town, but I guess they're just trying to do the metropolitan thing, and it's just I really don't know how to explain it. You have to come here and see it, man. It's I call it the barren wasteland.
I know this is a thing around there. Is this true? He's fucking Ted. Is Tony a prostitute? But
I wish. Pay me the money.
Right? Get paid fast.
I don't have a big enough dick to do
that. We're gonna move on.
It's not true what they say about black guys, at least not in my case.
Yeah, he's just playing humble, I'm sure, for the fucking thing, trap him, Tony. No, she's an artist I met through the 10 Neighbors Aberrations folks. Oh, that's how you met her. Cool. Okay. Because I think I was asking around for artists, and Francisco recommended her to us one time and hit her up and came out fucking cool, man. Always doing cool shit. All right, let's play some more Trench Warfare, dude, before we start winding down here. And if, of course, at the chat, you got any questions, real questions? Oh, here we go. I've been pulling down 11 a.m. clients. He's doing something right. Yeah, that's true. If he's been pulling down 11 a.m. clients, that's true, man. You can get people up early. Something must be going right, dude. All right, Trench Warfare. Whoops, that's definitely not the button. You want to jam Hatred Prayer? The actual song? Yeah.
I'll let you pick it out. Whatever one that y'all want to hear. So.
Yeah, if you got any in the chat that I have in my queue, I'm not going to be downloading fucking videos for everyone. We'll see if we have them, but I'm going to play Hatred Pure for sure. Let me just get in the right files here. There we go. Let's jam some fucking Hatred Pure, the song. All right. Now, dude, were you surprised when you got this release for like, it's basically like, it's kick ass. Like it's,
Jay told me they were getting all fancy smancy with this shit. And I was kind of in disbelief. I was like, wow, they want to do a box set? And I mean, it's cool. I'm happy about the release. It's just, yeah.
You even got the stickers in here.
Oh, that's right. Jay wanted me to mention that there's some new some patches in the making.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Plug them.
We're getting some new patches now. Of course, I don't know if it's going to be like for the new album artwork or anything like that. I'm kind of in my own little space over here. So.
But you can also just get this on CD as well, right? You don't have to buy the whole.
Yeah. It comes in a digipack, and then of course that I think that's a limited edition of the box sets.
Cool. Let me get this out of here. Okay, what is Tony saying here? Tony, you and J Dog should do a Buff Guy Metal Maniac without joke video. Do you watch J Dog? Do you know?
Yeah, Hell's Headbanger.
Yeah, Hell's Headbanger. Yeah. I mean, actually, you guys could do like a fucking actual video on just pure talking about training and shit. I'm sure, man.
Yeah. Well, the guy's definitely got more on me, man. His guns are totally jacked. So, but I think Marco Banco beats us all.
Who's that guy?
Marco's from he was the traditional sodomizer, the guys from Reverse.
Oh, okay.
Now Witch Hammer, but yeah, finally got the
Hammer guy. That dude's pretty giant.
Yeah.
Oh, at the Nuclear Now Fest,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Sometimes till I like hear the name or the band name, and I'm like, oh yeah, that dude's fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
Eric Hoffman is a gym rat too. Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah, I know plenty of personal trainers into metal that think there should be a genre of metal from personal trainers. Yeah, I think it's war metal, right? Maybe at this point. I saw that comment earlier where all war metal members should at least be vets. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with you that.
Yeah,
I actually think I cannot remember the band's name right now. But I remember it's a 2-piece band, and someone had told me one of the guys in the band was a drill sergeant. And I cannot remember the name of the band.
Oh shit, a drill sergeant. Jeez.
Yeah. Very, very prominent. I think they only put out like 2 releases.
Okay.
I cannot remember the name of them. I'm just, I come on the show and I'm just like drawing blanks. Like the spotlight's on me.
That's exactly what happens, dude. It just all goes, and you're just like reaching and reaching, and this is not going to come to you.
Right.
How was the nuclear war now fest in where was that? I know it's in Texas by Austin.
Yeah, it was
Ragnar's compound, right?
Yeah. So we it was outside venue, and it was hot as fuck, and but it was great. Someone said that there were some protesters that was there. I didn't ever see any protesters. At first I thought they were talking about like Antifa protesters, and I'm like, they usually.
Oh, that's right. That the town people or something.
But yeah, it just turned out to be like an old like church or whatnot. That came. I guess we're praying because I saw some elderly ladies going into like the bar area, and I'm like, okay, it's not unusual for older people to be in the middle, but I'm just like, okay, look a little out of place here, and then yeah, I just heard David Herrera from he was talking about the protesters from the stage and whatnot. And I was like, I'm like missing out on something, I guess. So
yeah, I'm sure in that sleepy town, wherever that town is, right outside of Austin. Because that's funny. Because here in Texas, you get into these small towns that is like Bible Belt country.
Yeah.
So they're probably like 1984 Satanic Panic, reaction to the flyer of this show. Like what?
There's actually a buddy of mine that he does a similar podcast. It was actually our original bass player, Bogus, and he was talking about that pretty much from the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think I was getting into metal probably at the end of that. But I remember I brought up Bob Larson, and I remember reading a book where he's talking about he went on tour with Slayer, and he's like, well, they're not the they don't sacrifice kids to Satan, but they like to watch drink beer in hotel rooms and watch Bruce Lee movies or some shit like that. That's the
but
yeah.
That they make us out to be a lot cooler than we really are half the time. Okay.
This is my day to day, man. I pretty much go to work, fucking train clients, and come home, play a little bit of Skyrim and repeat. So that's about
right.
Highlight of my life.
Old lady still scared about Ozzy and the bat thing. Yeah, probably like, oh my god, they'll be biting bat heads off stage at the Nuclear War Now festival.
I'm surprised that guy's still alive, man. He's like, what is he, like in his 70s now?
He's old, and what's left in his blood system? Like all this shit, crazy. But whatever,
right.
He's still rolling, I guess.
Well, this is like the bodybuilders of I bet you're like a big, yeah, that's what I heard, man. Over on the phone or drive-through exorcisms. Yeah.
Drive-through exorcisms.
The guys are full of shit.
Can you imagine a drive-through exorcism? Like, how cheap is that?
Yeah, like this guy would sell. He's like, I'll sell you some pre-recorded tapes of him doing exorcisms over the phone, man. And it's just like over the top shit, man. Like
that's literally dialing it in.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't even fucking do it any more than that. That's fucking hilarious. Ozzy, he's barely alive. That's true, but
shit. Compared because you're a big wrestling fan too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just all the 80s wrestlers and whatnot. They lived like 45, 50.
They've been dropping off a lot lately, and that's usually around that age. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like some people like Ric Flair. He was known. All the shoot interviews that I've listened to say he's known for doing mass amounts of cocaine and partying like crazy. And I think he had blew out his heart a few years ago, but he bounced back. I think he's
now. Do You think? I don't think Ric Flair ever looked like he was like a heavy fucking steroid user though, or anything.
No, I don't think he. I don't think. In fact, I don't think he was any bigger than what I am right now. So
Like,
I mean, at his prime, I think he was like 250, which is what I'm sitting at right now. But yeah, he was one of the smaller guys because he just had a lot of charisma about him. I mean, he wasn't a Ultimate Warrior, Billy Superstar, Tony Atlas.
yeah, like he was never like just this big, bulky, fucking ripped, shredded guy. Just big, no natural weightlifting. So, yeah, his heart getting blown out is probably due to the blow.
It took cocaine and steroids out of wrestling, and it's boring now, man. I haven't seen a wrestling event in forever. Of course, this guy I talked to on Merlin Gonzalez, big wrestling fanatic too, but he's always sending me some stuff for like AEW. So I actually want to check that out.
AEW is pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the best AEW was probably during the lockdown.
really.
Yeah, they were on fire during lockdown. They were smoking what was going on over at WWE. Well, AEW just had some controversy. They just fired CM Punk over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that, but
yeah,
from what I've heard from a lot of people is that he's a real douchebag. And of course, Tony Atlas was one of the people that had said that. Now, again, I'm speaking from what they say. I have no knowledge of that. I hate to be like the person to pass on rumors or anything that's not. It's the stuff that I've heard that they said about him.
This is our little small podcast. No one's fucking gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
Was firing Punk a work? I don't know, man. It sounds like he's pissed off a lot of people over there at AEW. He was literally getting into a backstage disagreements and fights, and apparently AEW Jungle Boy, the Perry kid from 90210, what's his name, Jack Perry, Steve, not Steve Perry, that's fucking goddamn Journey. I'm going so something about they were going to do a match and there was glass involved, and Punk said, I didn't want to use real glass, right? Something about that, like he wanted to use the fake stuff. Well, the character Jungle Boy was during the match, another match later on, he threw a dude on the car and it cracked the windshield, and he made a comment to the camera, real glass. Apparently that irked fucking Punk.
Oh.
So he confronted him, like, apparently after this is all what I've been hearing on my little wrestling shows I listen to. So that pissed off Punk, and he confronted him after the show, and I think there was a punch thrown. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I've heard about some locker room drama or some shit like that.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time he's had issues over there.
Yeah. Well, you have to watch that shoot interview by Tony Atlas. Man, it is a trip, man. For one, this guy Tony Atlas has this like weird foot fetish thing, and there's like a short video clip of some chick wearing these like big like gothic boots with like these like 12-inch platforms, like literally walking on his face, and like he gets off to that shit.
Oh, Jesus.
But besides all that crazy shit he was talking about, man, he was talking about basically CM Punk was like he was in training or something, and he was giving a seminar, and CM Punk had basically said, well, that shit's old, and basically got to the point where Tony is like, hey, you shut your mouth up, I'll go out there and shut it up for you. So, but yeah, check it out. It's you shoot.
Okay.
You'll probably be able to find it on YouTube. But it's You Shoot. Just look up You Shoot and Tony Atlas. And they have some with Missy Hyatt, some with Tammy Sitch.
Katy Perry. You wish you could wrestle like Katy Perry. Maybe not. I don't know. I got to see Rikishi live. He did the stink face in the corner. I was in. It was dope, and actually didn't stink that bad. Fraser Perry.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think I got a picture of the Fraser his whole thing he's going for in his wrestling attire. There we go, right there. He's going to be a gay wrestler apparently. That's
what's the story with Frazier? I've always seen like
there is no story. That's real. That is really how Frazier is how he is on here. That's Frazier. He's not hamming it up. Sometimes he like when he tries to run a joke a little too much. That's when you know he's hamming it up, right? But no, Francisco can attest. That's really Frazier, man. And when he used, I've been playing Houston for years, right? Going back to my old bands, and he actually used to be worse because he used to be drinking and drunk, and so you take that personality and then you put it under the influence. Oh my God. Yeah, I've seen the poor guy almost get beat up so many. Well, I'm not gonna say all the time, but you know what I mean, because he just say shit, man. But yeah, that's you don't act like that no more, obviously. But yeah, see, it's real. It's real. That's Frazier's deal, dude. He's really like this.
Yeah, I've always seen like people posted about him, and I'm like, okay. It's like he's like the mascot for Houston.
Yeah, he's like the Houston metal mainstay. But besides all that, I mean, Frazier is a really nice person.
Right.
I don't want to not to say Frazier's this and that. Frazier's a really nice person. He actually is a nice person, but he is also who he is too. When you see on air too, man. What's the deal with Frazier? Yeah. Hey, you guys got any other questions? I think I'm gonna cut this off around 2 hours. I think that's plenty of time. Let Tony get back to his evening of relaxing because he doesn't have a client. Oh man, so you're working Labor Day then, right? You got any other clients tomorrow?
Yeah, just my 11 o'clock and then some in the evening time. So if you are down the Midland and want to get your swole on, come see me. I can put you through a 30-minute session. High volume.
Oh, jeez. Does it have a Whataburger next to it so you can recover?
Yeah, that's the perfect recovery, man. Good carbs.
Frazier's close friends with Tom G. They have a picture together. I love that picture he shows too because he looks like he's not even in the picture. Like Tom G's like with some girls taking a picture, and Frazier's kind of off to the side. He got
Sounds like a character, man.
Yeah. Super cool dude that says dumb shit sometimes. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there.
That could be all of us.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm. 10
man,
years from now, I'll look on
DB. I fucking love DB. Man, Gift.
Okay.
Look up Gift Gas Attack, man, from Sweden. That they put out one of the best. The Noise Crust Inferno. You need to get that. Check that out. That's.
Well, you did say you were in a punk band, so
yeah,
you obviously like some hardcore and crust.
Yeah, in
and
fact,
stuff like that.
on Hatred Prayer, the Young Lords, that's a Poison Idea cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cool. So the one that sounds real punkish because I don't think a lot of people knew it was a Poison Idea cover, just because it's not one of their more well-known songs. It's like early on their demo days. And the only time I saw it in their set was like an early, like 1983 live set, and then what was the name of that freaking early days? Set up like the Germs.
Uh-huh.
It was like the early day shit, almost like a demo, and that's like the only album I seen Young Lords appeared on. But I love the hell out of that song, and I was like, hey, we should put that on Hatred Prayer. I just get a wild hair up my ass. And let's put that on. Doesn't sound like any other songs, but let's do it. Fuck it.
Jake is saying you guys need to do it live.
He's been talking about doing that for a while, but yes, we do. We need to do Antichrist Hammer as well too.
Oh shit! There you go.
Hammer the Antichrist.
Hey man, thanks for chat too. We're showing up, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Jism Singer passed away. Yes, that's true. Dave Burke from Texas Devastation passed away too. I just found that out today. I don't know if you knew that one, Tony, but were you ever in a Corpus Devastation?
Did you say Big Burke?
Dave Burke is one of the guitarists.
Oh, okay, no, I was thinking of like a Milwaukee punk scene. So yeah, I'm like,
No, I kind of didn't even let transition. Yeah, Dave Burke, the guitarist from Texas Devastation, apparently passed away. So
Devastate. Okay.
Yeah.
Devastation.
Shout out to you know, Dave and all the work he did in Devastation, and
God,
condolences to the family and everything. Yeah.
Idolatry is a hell of an album, man. I mean, all their albums were, but
yeah.
Idolatry is like.
I think Idolatry for sure is the one that like got them out there really known, you know, out in the metal scene for sure.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
So the Gizm guy, I heard that he was like Yakuza, and of course that's like rumor bills, but
really, shit, that's harsh. Chris Scaparato, I hope I'm saying that right, but I know the band, guitarist from punk band Attitude Adjustment. Rest in peace. Shit.
Damn.
Everybody's getting old. It sucks. So yep, that stinks. Let's play one more trench warfare track. Unless I played them all, dude. I think I did. You want to play one? I think I did play. Unless you want to play something again, or play one of your picks. You want to play one of your band picks?
Sure. I don't think I have.
We have
pick some from Phalanx.
Which one?
Just play something for Phalanx. Take your pick.
Okay. Let me see what I have here. Oh, from the I didn't get to record those earlier. The ones you sent me.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but I did that. Yeah, my system would. If I tried to do that right now, it'd be a mess. It'd slam everything.
No worries. I guess we can take a request from the audience.
Well, you had some of the tracks you sent me too: the Death Vomit, the Whore, the Magnus. Or
okay, yeah. I guess play some Magnus. We haven't played. We haven't covered the Death Thrash.
Yeah,
that's
this was one you're influenced. That shit was fucking cool too.
Yeah.
Let me get
Another Polish band.
I miss Necron's drive through mic. My air traffic controller mic that I used to have. Yeah, that was from my work. It's cheap. Oh shit! I could. You're clear to land. You're clear to land. All right, let me track this one down to my files. Tomb. We're gonna play the track Tomb. Almost there, people. You know how this goes.
Drum roll.
Here we go. Here we go. Got it. I got it. I got it. Here we go.
Give us a gun. And for blood. Live closing it over. Live in the night. And this is the pain. They can't throw people into the pain. Blissful dream is away. From the past time, the bullet approaches the soul. There is beyond the track. Is that it's his death. Burns out. Kick in the loss. Someone goes out. Untouchable world. Beyond the tomb. Night is the day. Symmetrical. You're still here. The last wine of wine. The flame of candle went out. Even this is never done. But now, if we have is the world. dreaming away from the past time. The bullet approaches the soul. There is beyond the track. He said it is done. People to remain. Meaningful dream is away. Throughout the past time, the bullet approaches the soul. Burn, it's beyond the track. His death, it's his death.
Dude, that's a rager regardless of the wild cover, man. I don't think I even heard that band, dude. Tell me about them. Tell me about Magnus, man.
Oh, they're a Polish band. They've got that release and Seeing Myself Die. Both, and I think they recently reformed, so they have 2 newer albums and whatnot. But usually, I don't know, man. I got this thing with bands breaking up or reforming. After they get back together, I usually don't listen to like their get back together albums, except unless you're Angel Corpse. Then, usually you're good to go. But in most cases,
I think for me, Pentagram was the only one that pulled it off. And kicked ass with their return, but a lot of them, because they're not even the same people anymore. There's like, hey, metal's out there again. Let's try to, get the band going again. And it's like, you could tell they probably haven't been in the metal for a while or whatever. Like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Korth thought, of course, he had the four great albums, and I mean, I'm not going to knock his, I guess the
Viking era,
because I mean that's obviously you got people that really are big into that, but it's like when he tried to go back and did Rec Room and whatnot, it wasn't the same.
It didn't have that. Yeah, it was the same vibe, man.
Yeah,
it was thrashy, but it Possessed. What did you hear the new Possessed album?
Yeah, I heard it.
What'd you think?
I mean, it had some good moments, but I mean, it's Seven Churches. It's just like one of those albums that it's hard to live up to that.
It's almost like, I mean, can you really top Seven Churches? They haven't.
No, I mean, Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates has some good songs. Has some really
Beyond the Gates, a good thrash record.
But it's
like guitar tone's fucking garbage on it. But I mean, that's part of why I think that album suffered so much is that thin ass guitar tone on there, man. When you had the wall fucking sound, of the previous Seven Churches, the guitar tone's devastating.
Yeah, it was, man. And Jeff Becerra's vocals weren't as strong on Beyond the Gate. His vocals, he just sounded like a possessed demon on Seven Churches.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was fucking going nuts on Seven Churches, dude.
Yeah.
And and then they dropped the inverted cross on the logo, and
yeah, it was a satanic panic. It had a big effect on a lot of these bands. So, because if you
that's probably true.
It was like 87. A lot of them started going more politics or just I don't know. I guess some type of sci-fi type.
So I like that new Possessed album. I'm not gonna say it's like the greatest fucking comeback album ever. I like it, but it's still no Seven Churches, And I don't. It's hard for me to even call it Possessed when it's just like one guy left in the band, and they do an admirable job when they play the songs and all that live. They're pretty damn good. Spot on.
It was like Sadistic Intent and Jeff Becerra. I think like aren't they all most of the members in Possessed?
Oh yeah, well no, he has a whole new lineup now.
Oh, is
I think he just kept the drummer from that era, but he got new guitarist, new bass player, and all that. All the Rick and Bay are gone. So yeah, they're not part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gary
Penny
Lamont, man, it's like he wants like nothing. He wants like nothing to do with it after he went to like Primus. It's just like it was like, yeah, don't include me into that shit.
Yeah, he's in a whole different fucking world.
Yes, I did hear that one.
93 demo? It's all right.
Yeah.
But again, it's still not Seven Churches. You know, it just. Black Jesus says you're the shit.
Like,
You can argue, right?
But actually, Nocturnus AD, their newest one that came out, was actually pretty good too.
Pretty good. I have not heard that one, so
yeah, give it a listen. And I think
Jerry,
he did that one as well. He mixed or mastered. He did something with that in terms of studio work.
I have watched all this playthrough. Love them. Okay, cool. I think the album is handicapped by several things. Which album? Because what are you talking about, Francisco? We talked about a couple. All right, dude. You know what? I'm gonna play one more Trench Warfare. I'm gonna play the album version because I do have that one in the queue of Decimate Legions. So because we played the demo version earlier. But before I do that, let's the new Possess. Okay, you talk about the new Possess. Yeah, like I said, it's not the greatest or anything, but I mean, it's probably the best. Okay, I'll go this far. It's the best Possess, in my opinion, since Seven Churches. Have you heard of Infestation of Evil from El Paso? Oh, God damn it, Francisco. That's. I think
I like the full name of Infestation of Evil.
I think the new Possessed album is handicapped by several things. My joke, Bob. That's terrible. Jesus. Infestation of Evil. I've seen them guys play before. They're pretty good. They're young band. Have you?
I haven't.
Yeah, young new band from El Paso. I think Goat Throne is putting it out. Yeah, it's
a
straight up
Terrorizer song title.
Infestation of Evil. I
think it's a Terrorizer song title.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but they're total evil death metal. You know, doing it right. Young. Well, young in comparison to me and shit. Young kids. Me and Francisco have the same super sense. You won't be getting that Jeff Becerra interview on Joe Alba now, Francisco. You crossed the line, bro. You crossed the line. Carnage.
I just always loved how he I know the growling and of course the raspy like black metal vocals, but I've never understood how they could pull off that vocal style. Jeff Becerra, Chuck Schuldiner from the early Death days.
Yeah, when it comes like to my favorite death metal vocalist, definitely Possess. Jeff Becerra from Seven. I like Martin Van Druin on Pestilence.
Yes.
Of course, John G. Pache from Nickervore had insanely fucking insane vocals.
Luke LeMay had it on early Gore Guts. That was especially Rose of Insanity had that vocal style.
Who else can I fucking think of from those like early? Sacrifice. I love his fucking insane fucking screeches too, man. On the first two Sacrifice, fucking rule.
Kind of reminds me of the.
Oh shit! That's right. Charles from ETT got Justin that Jeff Becerra interview. That's correct. That's a flex from so maybe he will get him on jamming out all badass one day. Sorry to interrupt you, but that was right. Charles from his band he knows Jeff Becerra. He got him the interview. Fucking that's cool.
Yeah. The OG. Quartone's
voice is still a mystery to me. Yeah, Quartone, especially Woman of Dark Desires. I always love his vocals on that.
Yeah.
Is he going to get me started on it? All right. Justin Wild likes Thomas Lindbergh, Chris Barnes in the early days, Chuck. Yeah, I think early Chris Barnes doesn't get a lot of credit, but because everybody makes fun of what he's doing nowadays, but the fucking early Cannibal Ship's pretty fucking good, man.
It was.
Yeah,
That's,
but
Butchered at Birth is like my go-to album, so I listen to that still to this day frequently.
It's a ripping death thrash album, man. It rips. I'd rather listen to that than anything they put out in the last couple of years, not because, first album rules. I just really think that fucking style of Cannibal Corpse is my favorite.
Yeah.
Mike Violate, you have no Possessed in your collection. You need to go out tomorrow and get 7 churches.
Yes.
But, I mean, your life's going to change. Serious, bro. Got to go get 7 churches. Get on over to the Hell's Headbanger distro or something and get that ordered tonight. His voice is shot. Yeah. Lord Worm. Yeah, he did throw that rowdy scream. That fucking
Cryptopsy.
Yeah, the early
Cryptopsy.
early Cryptopsy stuff. Yeah, everybody's gonna kill you, Mike. I hope you're playing because look, man, look. This is like the first album I brought. Oh no, not that. That's unacceptable, Mike.
See, I think I'm one of the few guys that really likes the. I don't hold the newer Corpse Grinder era Cannibal Corpse over the old one, but I give them, I guess, both equal listens. Especially Vile and the Suicide album, Bloodthirst.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Cannibal Corpse to me is like the Motorhead of death metal.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna get when you get them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but like for their fans, that's perfect because they know exactly what to give their fan base. Cannibal Corpse they know what's up and they know what to record, they know what to do. And I'm not saying like anything that's after Chris Barnes is bad because I bought albums up for maybe like up to like 5 or 6 years ago. I would always buy the latest Cannibal Corpse because I knew what I was gonna get, and the fucking as a guitarist the fucking guys fucking pushed it. They do some. What was that one? Frantic Disembowelment or something like that.
Oh, for Wretched Spawn. Yeah,
that's a fucking insane. Like, try to play along to that, dude. That'll fucking make you a good guitarist, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's had enough of this. Enough corpse talk.
Yeah, it's like entry level shit.
Yeah. We're talking entry level. All right, dude. Let's play that fucking jam, and then we'll come back, and I'll let you pretty much plug anything you need to plug, of your bands before we get out of here.
Gotcha.
All right. Play some Trench Warfare from Hatred Prayer. For all y'all stuck around, you probably heard the demo version of this song. Now we're gonna hear the actual album version. As soon as I find it in the massive queue of jams here. Decimate Legions, the album version. Let's go.
Liberation of today's born. Destroyer until dawn. Simulate animations. Arrest me eternal. Words is a mountain. Mad out of control. Legions doesn't make the weak. Terminator after me. Money on his vital. Ransom feels from the world. Break death and fail. Stars play faithful. Yep, name is bad.
Fucking rages, dude. Yes. Yeah. I like that you tune to E flat. You don't have to cheat like a lot of these guys to get that fucking heavy ass fucking tone. You know, like you're right. Because you gotta when I think some of the guys tune down so low, they can cheat because it just becomes a wall of noise. But it sounds heavy, I get it and all that. But when you just drop, down to the Slayer tuning E flat, D flat, you still got to write some kick ass riffs for it to cut through. That's my opinion.
I think it keeps everything tight because like the lower you go, and again, there's some bands that play lower that obviously have the the skill to pull it off. But I think just tuning down half a step, keeps everything pretty tight.
Yeah, it does keep the sound tighter for sure. Yeah. All right, so what's going on next for Trench Warfare and the projects we talked about tonight? Let the people know.
So of course, Trench Warfare, we are working through our new album, getting that mixed and mastered, and don't have the title yet, but it's just basically the topic of it is just strength, personal strength. And ridding yourself of any type of weakness, this anti-victimhood mentality, just raising to conquer and whatnot. And it's again, like I said, I'm just kind of reiterating that it's going to be different than Hatred Prayer because it's a little bit more complex. Songs are a little bit longer. And I think the songs are a bit darker too this time around.
Oh, nice.
So there's going to be some varied songs. Most of it's going to be the typical my fast, heavy stuff, of a lot of blasting. But there's some slow parts, especially I don't know what Jay had changed the name to. It was when I had initially wrote the song called Gluttonous something. But it kind of started off real slow, has a big break in the middle that's somewhat slower, and then of course picks back up to speed. So,
there you go. Will Dustin be on the recording as well?
Yes. Yeah, Dustin's
a good guitarist.
And he actually, one of the songs is going to be his on there.
Oh, so, Dustin got a jam on the album. Okay.
Yeah, he did. Cool. I wanted to get him more, but as time constraints and whatnot. So
for sure.
Hopefully this next time around we could do half and half because he's a phenomenal guitar player and he knows his shit when it comes to gear. I have to always ask him, hey, what goes in front of the other? Do I put my phaser pedal in front of the gain, or do I put it behind the gain?
Dustin did a lot of the leads a lot of times on the hard stuff and the touring and all that. We let him throw in his leads, and we're like, damn, that sounds really good, dude. Fuck yeah. So Dustin knows his shit, man.
Yeah,
all
he
the way
does.
around.
His solos were great on this album. So I want to get a lot better at leads. I always got bored just playing scales. So, and then here recently I've seen people are saying, you jam out. You don't play scales, you just jam out. So I started trying to do a little bit more of that. And I'll continue down this path and see how that works out. But basically the solos I just did right there on the spot. So so there's like no structure to it. This is like
I come from that school. I given up. I mean, like trying to be like structured and all that. I'm like, I'm too old now. I'll just do what I do best, on the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's something to be said about improv, because it sounds fresh, it doesn't sound, it's just like spontaneous. And I mean, it's kind of how my mind operates. I'm very, very spontaneous type person. Just, thinking squirrels,
Yeah.
My
so
ADHD.
dive bombs, correct.
Yeah.
Jake says, tell them who drummed on the album. Who's
Ron Palmer from Perdition Temple and Angel Corpse and Amon
and the list goes on.
Yeah.
All these awesome bands. So you're gonna have some fucking strong drumming on the album with Ronnie.
Yes, he has his own Blood Messiah too, which is some pretty good shit. So.
Is he gonna be a regular member, or is he just session on the album, or what's
this session for this time? Okay. Yeah. But it was cool. We actually worked with him on our second Phalanx Inferno album. He drummed for us.
Okay.
So, but he's good about
I remember when we played with you guys in Chicago. You guys were like, "Yeah, we gotta go practice with our drummer. We haven't practiced. Was it like in months or something like that before the show?" Like,
yeah, that I think Steve Label was still in the band at that point. For the you talking about the karaoke bar.
Yes, karaoke bar show. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve was still with us, and he was a great drummer too. Very, very talented.
Yeah, you guys tore it up that night too, as well.
Yeah.
Always have like kick-ass drummers in the band. I always say that with extreme metal, if you're gonna first, you need to know how to play some riffs, and you better make sure your drummer can fucking hang. It's just the way it goes.
I mean, they're like the foundation of the band. I mean, if you don't have a drummer that can keep up, then
yep. Why bother?
Got a funny story at the beginning. Our bass player Bogus was telling us about this one guy. He's like, "Hey, this guy is in the deicide, and he's really building this guy up." And I kind of have my doubts. I haven't heard. Don't get me wrong. There's musicians here in Midland that are talented musicians, but in terms of playing like actual metal, like as we know it. We're like, okay, we're gonna play a breakdown riff, and then we're gonna play a ska riff, some shit like that. I'm like, dude, what the fuck,
like, what are you talking about?
yeah. It was like a punk Tejano band here, and I'm like, what the fuck? But anyway, this guy, Bogus is like, yeah, dude, this guy can play. He's big in the deicide, and I was like, okay, I know he's in the deicide, but can he play like that? So
that's
of course,
two different things right there. Yeah, for sure.
So first we go and play, and I mean the guy could barely keep up. I'm talking about like a mid-pace blast beat. It's just like too much for him.
Oh shit.
So I was just like, it was not my desire to have drum machines for the demo. I wanted to have a live drummer, and this guy would have been the live drummer if he was able to keep up. But I was just like, dude, fuck it, man. Let's just use the drum machine. So, but I'm glad that the demo gets a lot of people like the demo. It's something that I can't really listen to. I hear it and I'm just like, just knowing that it's a drum machine. I think what was a Bosch rhythm machine.
Yeah,
it served its purpose at the time. But
the good news is it's a demo.
Yeah,
So I think you can't be too judgmental on something when it's a demo when it comes to stuff like that, because it's just a demonstration.
Yeah,
I like Mike Wiley's comment though. So the dude sucked ass is what. Did I tell you, man? This peanut growler is brutal. Is it true Jay asked for his own hotel room when you play out of town? What other diva things does he do?
Actually, I mean, probably recently, just because he has his fiance, but usually it was me, get my own. Well, I would actually pay for my own just because.
That's a totally different thing if you're paying for your own on your
Yeah,
own.
well, I had, I had my wife come with me on some of the shows, and she would help sell merch and whatnot. But
yeah, I think Francisco's just trying to be a butthead. Jay wants his own room, a hotel ride, limo ride to and from the show, and catered food backstage, and all the mixed drinks, all comped and everything. It's a good life, man. Good life.
I got to tell this story about our first show in Chicago. Jay didn't pack any pants, so like he showed up basically wearing shorts and and boots and whatnot. And Jay just was like, I can't believe we're having this conversation. This is one of my favorite, funniest Jay moments. I was like, dude, how do you forget to pack a pair of pants?
It was out of town.
Yeah, our first show.
You had to go buy some pants somewhere.
Yeah, but he went to just some thrift shop down the street.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I had to play shows in sneakers one time because I forgot the boots in my car when we transferred everything.
Yeah.
So I put boots in a bag, and I just have my traveling sneakers on because I'm not hardcore like that. I'm not going to wear uncomfortable boots for 8 hours driving. But then we get there and we're like, where's my boots? And I think, oh motherfuck, I left them in the back of my car. Well, at least they were black,
Yeah. all black, you're good. But
you can try to fake it till you can find a pair. He went too hot topic for stage gear. Oh, come on. No, one thing I know about Jay don't give up. He really don't care, right? He doesn't care about image or anything like that. He just
he's just a maniac through and through, man. Just, just like us all, man, lives, breathes, consumes this death worshiping.
All right, let's play one of your tracks that you picked when you had you sent me a pick of bands, and dude, thanks. This was a good time, dude. Thanks for coming on and spending some time on the Witching Hour.
I'm glad to be here, man. It's definitely honored.
I had fun with this, man. And I haven't really done a sit down interview in some time, I think. So this was cool, dude. Thanks.
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast.
We're gonna play some Death Vomit, right? Yes. Death Vomit. These are picks done by Tony. Here we go. Ashes of Necromancy. That sounds sick already, huh?